Good morning, and welcome to the Wise One channel. I am your host, Lady Caren, and we will get started. Today is Monday. We're still on the Waxing Given. Yeah, let's go for it. Yep. Anyways, it's illumination. It's getting closer to the 6th. This is our full moon. Ready for this 2023? Like, no, we're not ready. But we're in it. There we go. Say hi. You ready to take a deep breath with me? No. Okay. Well, I'm going to take a deep breath. I love the fuzzy hair. What the fuzzy hair? What the fuzzy hair? Look at the fuzzy hair. So darling. So sweet. Bedhead. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Shows what? The phone stand. Well, we will see what we can do with that. Oh. Okay. We're still using the Sacred Circle Tarot card by Anna Franklin, illustrated by Paul Mason. Yep. So yeah, we have had interesting year last year. COVID hasn't gone away, and it probably won't go away. Yeah, sure. Let's drop cards and see what happens. Okay, hi. This fell down reversed. We have Ace of Discs. We have Abundance reversed. We reversed this Ace of Discs. Ace of Base. Yeah, we can tell what's on my mind. Nope, discs. Yeah, that's discs. Oh, that's okay. All the incense. Whatever. Watching this. Yeah, Ace of Base. First meaning. Reverse indicates that you have closed your eyes to everything that goes beyond the material. Your pleasures are derived purely from the physical realms, whether they be eating, drinking, having sex, or buying things. You have become rather greedy and want more and more, but remain dissatisfied. You are blocking out whole realms of possibilities, but for personal fulfillment. Do you remember the person you used to be, full of dreams and potential? It's time to get back in touch with this side of yourself. Again, to become a human being, not just a consumer. Here we go. That is a good reminder. We could all use a reminder like that every once in a while, you know? Why do we want materialistic things? It makes it streamlines a lot of things. And it has its healthy and unhealthy measurements. Um, but if you forego your spiritual side or your side questions, that gets satisfied. If you're left unsatisfied with your consumerism, then it's not a very healthy consumerism. It's not for you. Somebody else may be buying the exact same things and totally happy, satisfied, and their life is just happy-go-lucky, and that's who and what they are. And it's not bad. But if you're not happy or if you're dissatisfied with your materialistic lifestyle, then it needs to be reevaluated to see what you can do. Every so often, especially after the holiday season, where I've just gotten a whole bunch of materialistic stuff. It's a good time to assess, is this materialistic stuff eating me alive, or am I being able to provide for my needs with this materialistic stuff? Is the rice cooker the right purchase so that I could continuously feed my family? No, we're not getting a rice cooker yet. We got to make sure that the vehicle is working. What comes first? The vehicle running to get to jobs and the other places that we need to go for modes of transportation. A lot of people are I'm seeing doomsday. Seeing the preppers get more active. Like they've been prepping for years and years and years and years. And there are some people hopping on that wagon of hopping on the wagon if you're joining what everybody is doing. Yeah. 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 So they're hopping on the wagon and they're prepping because the stores are going to run out and the life that we're used to apparently wasn't self-sustaining, wasn't continuously sustaining. It was supposed to be temporary. Like our form of government was only supposed to hold up for so many years as an experiment to see, because the previous government that they had left before they came over and colonized in here was tyrannical and killing them. So they came here and not everyone merged in with the current economy and the current lifestyle and the current what was already established. They reestablished instead of like, oh, let me go to India and live like people in India live. They went to, the Americans and decided, oh, we don't like how we live out there. We're not going to be a victim. We're just going to live like we want to over here. We don't care how you live. Some people were like, oh, how are you planting these crops and getting such rich, beautiful, this is maize. What the, what in the world? How'd you do that? Oh, you pick out the prettiest maize or the one that you like the most and you plant that. Oh, you plant that. That's interesting. What are you doing with the weeds? Oh, you're turning them upside down. Oh, that's intriguing. Some of them learned, some people are like, yeah, you just clear cut everything and just, yeah. And some of it did not go well at all. Yeah. What's like, what are you doing with that fish? Oh, that smells. Oh, wow, look at how rich this food grew. you know.
Hello.
Hello. What do you, oh, your video is good. Do you have ear? Do you have ear stuff? So that their creator, the creator that made those, can get credit for those instead of the city here be ignoring it to going, oh, I have no idea what's playing. What is that, like Coco Melon or something? No, that's not Coco Melon. What is that? If you guys are curious about what you're hearing in the background, let me give due credit somewhere.
Okay.
Somewhere we'll write in the description. All right, can I see? Can I see?
Look at this one.
We're not gonna touch. No, no. We're going back. Okay, Little Angels are playing videos. And that is what you're hearing is from the creators that make Little Angels for toddlers.
Can we use your connected? Not like connected.
All right, so healthier me. I love manifesting and getting my day into what I'm going to do for the day and live healthy. But I want to get to a point where I want to focus on being able to travel, being able to afford to travel, being able to be, to take my job and the kids and everybody with me when we want to go, or if he's got an off-site or a remote job site that he can just pack up an RV or something and go out and save money rather than stay at a hotel, which can end up getting expensive. And so if he has everything, he can cook his meals himself, especially with inflation coming up. Yeah, I mean, there's not much, there's not like a real dollar menu.
Hello.
And I'm getting more and more disappointed with fast food. It's got pockets. Just to let you know, this dress has pockets. It's like epic. $3 at Walmart. It's like Clarence. It's cute. It's her favorite. Just awesomeness. It's got pockets. I should just make pockets.
And then there's something to match the top with it.
I should learn to sew pockets and just put pockets in things and put like a pocket skirt and make a skirt of pockets so that if you go anywhere, it's like those cute little aprons from way back then with just pockets.
The shorts I'm wearing right now match the top.
It's cute. I don't know how much the shorts were, but the shorts were, is that the smallest thingy? We'll clear those out when we get. So big, is that small enough to go in your ears? We'll figure that out. So healthy me for 2023 is what I wanted to talk about on here. We are where we're at is like 40 degrees. It's above freezing. Yesterday was a lot warmer than said, but we didn't get to go outside. I have done there was a missing time because we went shopping, but I had started doing like an hour devoted to just cleaning probably just cleaning the basement. I haven't gotten in here, but I have gotten in there. I don't really clean. I just rearranged, and then there's this giant empty space. I'm walking around. I just rearranged how everything looked, and I'm just gonna keep rearranging and cleaning and sorting and organizing, and I'll just pick an hour a day, and it makes progress. You devote little time, and it doesn't have to be steady progress. That's just 2 o'clock. Just come on down there, let's get it. It doesn't have to be 2 on the dot unless for you it's a 2 on the dot thing. If a lot of times when I was younger, I used to be a 2 on the dot person, and then 2 o'clock came, and I'm like, all right, 2:30, and then 2:30 would come in. Yeah, I can't do it because a lot of times you're coming up to your 2 o'clock dot, and it helped me establish that, okay, being in the place and grabbing the first when I'm cleaning. I'm grabbing the first item to straighten up the items. Is establishing that I have started. So it's coming up to 2 o'clock. It would be okay. I need to prep. So it'd be, oh, I need to make sure I have all my stuff. I need to get down in the basement and go through a practice run. Like I'm about to be cleaning and I go to go do something and I will realize I don't have my trash bag. I don't have my broom. I'm going to need this. I'm going to need that. So it's a lot of prep work or running a, course through and having that stuff down there and ready. So as soon as 2 o'clock comes, I'm in there grabbing and I have started. Because a lot of times people will be like, you go in and start something at such and such time, but really is which part of the task that is under this huge umbrella is declaring, I've started cleaning. It's just mentally, I haven't gotten anywhere near. I've start cleaning up here, like rearranging where this goes, what I'm gonna do first, what I'm gonna be able to do first. Like, oh, I just want to do that first, but I want to dust. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to reach to dusting because things are gonna be in the way. So it'd be like, oh, straighten items first, or do you realize this is the way to do this, that's the way to do this, that's the way to do that. So they figure out which is the first. Like if you're preparing a certain meal, sometimes you feel like I want to do something that takes like a day prep. Like I want to marinate some meats. So, that's I can't do it today because it's got tomorrow. But like that's okay. Like I'll write my brain up like I need to write meal plans, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do my to-do list. And I can come in like 1:30ish or something and be like, okay, I'm just gonna work on just meal prep. Do my meal plan, excuse me, meal plan, and just organize that. So that makes things easier to do. Like I figured out how I'm gonna do stuff and the things that used to like cause me to go, wait, what? So I've taught myself how to get more involved with the things that I'm disabled about. And I understand where the disability is. That is huge. That is monumental. And recognizing, oh, I can't do this because I need to teach myself, or I need to find an accommodation, or I need to, why isn't it working? All right. So finding this healthier me for the whole 2023, and I can do it in steps and evolutionarily do it. And it'll be that it's safe enough place to do something so that I can executively function. That the fundamental thing that decades worth of where did my motivation go? Why can't I do this? I'm a worthless person. This is terrible. This messes decades worth of I couldn't get off my rear end to do something, thinking that I am just, oh, this depression. Oh, I'm just bipolar. Oh, I'm just everybody knows more than me. Everybody knows everybody's better than me. Everybody's more capable than nah. I was in the middle of trauma response, healing from my trauma. So, like, getting rid of misconceptions about yourself is fundamental in your everyday functioning. I was functioning just enough for people to ignore the fact that I couldn't function. And I didn't know how much I wasn't functioning because I changed the diapers, I fed the babies their bottles, I fed the babies, I made sure they had clothing on, there was shelter. I had my checks, food and shelter, clean clothes, wasn't always clean clothes, but clothing was available. There's a lot more clean clothing as, I evolved and as I grew and as I like more, we can do more. Uh, And then, what is prioritized and things like that. Clean water, access to clean water, always having access to clean water, clean air, have my checks. I had my survival, whatever hierarchy checks done, and this that was survival mode. I was so sick of survival mode. I'd been wanting for at least 2 decades to get out of survival mode and thrive, and not a clue how to do it because I was constantly in environments where all the people were doing were surviving. So there was a concept. It was a foreign concept, and I was striving towards it this whole time. And I get to hear it from people that are supposed to love me. Oh, you can't do this and you can't do that. I had to do this and I had to do that and you can't. I'm like, this whole time. No wonder I can't. Why do you gotta get rid of the guilt? Well, the guilt will keep you from doing anything. That'll switch off that executive function faster than even if you have the I'll prove you wrong kind of attitude. One day that'll turn your executive function off. I've heard a video where this girl cleaned, wonderful, sweet sweetheart, and she was cleaning. She's like, I don't want my family to worry about me, my sister and my mom, and I feel like I'm a burden. The fact that they have to check on me and my mental health, and she cleans this mess of her room. It's not as pretty as a lot of people who will be like, here, let me help you clean this horrific mess. On lots of YouTube videos, I'm like, your mess is so pretty and clean. My mess is just this. It looks cruddy. I mean, how else to say? My mess is cruddy and clutter. It's not just clutter. It's disorganized, chaotic, grimy, cruddy mess. It's just like I'm like grimy and it's just, your mess looks pretty. Oh, this house is such a mess. Please excuse the mess. I'm like, your mess looks pretty. So she cleans up her mess, which is halfway between my cruddy mess and somebody's pretty mess. And she cleans it and she shows and she's voicing over about how much she wants to, how she's going to take care of herself and how that she works so that she's not a burden on her family. I mean, like, it helped her motivate. And I'm like, that's a beautiful temporary cortisol. I have to figure out which one's the hormone and which one's the medicine. Give me a second here. Cortisol. Yes, cortisol. Cortisol is the hormone. Cortisol. Its function, symptoms, level. It's great temporarily, but if you long induced cortisol, a long induced stress, it starts to eat away at you instead of helping you adrenaline function. And it's like giving you adrenaline and oh wow, that is an interesting mess 4 years ago. But yeah, so we have an interesting view on it. So in order to get executive function to function, to have my motivation, I've broken into 3 categories that my checks are no longer do I have clean clothes or clean shelter, food, all that stuff. Those are now secondary. I make sure they're prioritized, but they're secondary functions. There's something that you're so used to doing that it just becomes a natural habit, like your heart beats your whole entire life. You don't have to sit there and concentrate. Is it beating? Is it beating? Is it beating? It beats. You don't have to think about it, and it still functions, and it still does it. It's a secondary function. Am I breathing? So checking all my checks. I'm like, I'm gonna get out of survival mode, so I have to look at things broader. the more you look at things focused, hyper focused on problem wise, the harder it'll be to solve that problem from what I've learned. So now I'm looking at my different checklists. I have a different primary checklist rather than a secondary checklist. Even though it doesn't make it less priority, doesn't make it less important. It just makes it, this is what I'm going to focus on when it comes to health. That aspect, that point, that part of my day, to make sure I eat right and to make sure that available food for my family to eat food that is best for us, to exercise and to sleep. I worry about, it depends on who you are, like your life, your space, and your everything depends on you. Sometimes making sure you get to bed on time is essential. For me, it's to make sure that I get up on time so that I can find getting to bed on time. Making sure that I get up gives me that routine that I don't have to. From there, I can put in my variables. It's not typecast that my ADHD goes, no, it has to be new or nothing. But allows for my autism to have, I can structure from here. We can plan, we can move, we can do things from this point. This wake up at 4 a.m., which is insane. Consistently. My natural rhythm is to wake up at 2 a.m., but it wants to go, but I want to go to bed at 6 o'clock. I am ready to sleep. I keep falling for that, oh, I'll just take a nap. I should try, there'll be a type of discipline not to sleep after dinner until I'm ready for bed. Should be like no sooner than 8 p.m. to get up at 4 a.m. So the nappies are based on the day-to-day. All right, so sleeping is for me getting up at 4 a.m. to get up out of bed. I can be awake, but to get up and be active, to signal my body that this is up and active time. This is up and take 4 to 4:30 to, do what I need to, like shower, shave, whatever, wash my face, eat breakfast, that type of thing. Shaving probably is easier at night because it's uncomfortable when hair grows. You shave your armpits and it gets uncomfortable. It's an North American, or not North American, United States, because you think North Americans also Canadians, and I'm not familiar enough with Canadians to know how established in their culture shaving is. But we shave our armpits, and during the summer, women shave their legs. Swimmers shave. I shave during the winter. But I put on lotion for my legs so that the hair grows in softer with the softer skin, and the beard. So you get softer hair if you take care of your scalp. The more you take care of your scalp, the more your hair benefits, because your hair is already dead. But if your skin is well treated, your scalp and the skin that your hair is growing from, it gives you a different result. The roots of your hair, the ones that produce the dead skeleton, is amazing. So what you eat, drink, be hydrated, how you take care of yourself shows how the rest of your nails, hair, teeth, all that grows. So that type of eating is important. Making sure that I get like roughly 12 of it. The 12 dozen. So like the beans, the nuts, seeds, the antioxidants and berries and stuff with that in there, and the dark greens and some sort of leafy. I don't understand like the regular lettuce, but leafy stuff. Um, what else is it? The protein. Um, so beans, nuts, protein, the vegetables, the fibrous, the soluble or insoluble fiber. For people with IBS and the other one's Crohn's, uh, the types of fibers that you eat is depending on what your body does with it. Um, so I make sure I have, like, for me, I've been doing the flax seeds for my insoluble fiber ish. It's milled. I think it's insoluble. It makes it easier for digestion. And then I do my fermented food per day. Um, yeah, so your fibrous, your fermented, uh, and then I don't really. I do dairy. I don't really. Dairy isn't part of my important ish dozen, so it's more like 10, 11 parts of a diet per day. To make sure that you have it in there and to enjoy your food, to take time to eat your food with people that you love. Um, I have certain comfort foods, like autism, learning to eat comfort food, understanding that I have cravings. It's not just like pregnancy cravings. To understand that, oh, I have a craving for something. So there's something in that food that I want, that my body needs. Like a cat who knows, oh, poultry is our choice of food. Let's go grab that annoying bird that won't shut up, that keeps me awake. Um, or I need more fish in my diet, and then they'll go into the area where they can find fish, and they hunt for fish. Um, Cats are a hyperfixation of mine. Just to let you know, I love cats. I'm pretty sure it's one of his hyperfixations. But particular way of cats are. I studied cats when I was a kid from the feral cats that we had, and how they watched each other's children and how they meowed. And I learned that the local cats that I had certain types of a limited speech. They didn't have a need to meow that much. They had body language, the smell, the sense, the hormones, the pheromones, the way they, rub up against trees, the way they rub up against each other, the meeting, all this is a very intricate thing. And the most fascinating thing that I found out as I grew up is there's so much more to learn. They can take care of themselves. That's what I loved about having cats. But if you have them indoor and they somehow want to be more indoor than they are outside, you've got to make sure that their little needs are their specific needs are ticked off their list. Scratching posts for their nails, nail health, uh, making sure that they have a wide range of meat between poultry, fish, and red meat. You don't have to feed them ever grains ever. That's probably difficult on their digestion. Certain cats are lactose intolerant, other cats are not, just like us humans. Um, and the types of lactose. I mean, if you give them stuff with smaller curds like goat's milk or something, they'll lap up. It's just how their digestion, and if what they eat. I mean, we ended up having to feed our cats just because we were out of cat food. Gorgeous, healthy kitties. The change. I had no idea that my cat had to lose weight or that wasn't looking too skinny either. She was She's gorgeous. More energy. She had way more energy. She's an older cat, so she had older for her for her age. She when she was eating nothing but meat that was served to her, she had so much more energy, attention. Like the look on her face wasn't like, so like off. It was intent. The mannerisms gave shiny, gorgeous, soft coat, and the fuzz. There was hardly any dandruff. The sunning, the bathing, she um, just the happier, you know, not as like, oh, don't touch me there, or all that, but here, would you just leave me alone? Or I can't believe you, get out another cat for, I can't believe you did this. I can't believe you did that. He's less, way less. I mean, so they were just happier. So if you give your cat like an all meat diet for them, it's fantastic. I mean, every cat could be different. There could be some that, have bladder issues. I suggest a lot of people are like, some cats, it won't bother them if you have, their food and water dish, and then like a few feet away for some odd reason, you have litter pan. I try to keep it as far apart as the house allows, as the housing allows, or its own little space area, because of if you use clay, there's the dust, there's the litter, there's the smell. For me, I have a sensitive nose, so keeping learning to keep a cat healthy. And learning, it's not the same as learning to keep yourself healthy, but there are some aspects of learning, maybe the digestion, maybe my wake and sleep cycle, maybe my play and active or resting cycle, even if I'm not sleeping, resting, meditating, that kind of what's healthier for me, being aware, learning, because for a lot of people on the spectrum, the learning just does not turn off. The stimuli, or like if you're actively engaged in watching a television show, it's different than having something play on the background. For So like the difference between an autistic and an autistic, or somebody who's on the spectrum, it may be the stuff on the background is your interface engaging you, whether or not being engaged. And it's not a choice. It's like that executive function. It's just, so what's engaging, choosing how to engage in my environment, how to shape my environment, what needs to go on, what needs to stop, what kind of rules do I need to consistently place. My ADHD is like, oh, look at exception. Well, my autism is like, no. The world does not exist outside of this very strict consistency. So it's fun. It's like, I can see how I got a bipolar diagnosis. Yeah, no. And I've learned education of your emotional self is whether you thrive or die. A lot of people, that's that crazy. I mean, I've learned focus. I've learned if you see that picture that for some people it moves, for like a killer or whatever, it's crazy. The picture is always moving around, but for a regular person, it's very slow. We're not moving at all. Learning to focus on a single part of a pattern or a single fan blade allows for it to slow down and become more manageable. So if you focus on something and things are crazy and you've got that chicken cut off head feeling, for me, understanding what helps, depending on what the situation is or what's causing or why you feel that way. It could be mineral or vitamin deficiencies. Um, but for me, when it's not a mineral or vitamin deficiency, it's definitely for that thing where I've been crazy my whole life. You feel less crazy, like it's a misdiagnosis if you're able to focus uh, on a certain thing. So instead of like, oh, I need to clean the kitchen, it's, oh, I need to start with the dishes, and from I need to just do the dishes. It's not clean the kitchen. I need to do the dishes. It's like, oh, I need to make sure the floor is swept, or I need to make sure like all the food is taken care of. So it's these small things, and I know that there's steps to just doing dishes, and I know that there's steps to just doing cleaning, a certain room or doing laundry. It's never it's for me, I say I'm doing laundry, but really on the inside, oh, I'm just gonna put away clothes, or I'm just gonna fold clothes, or I'm just gonna switch the laundry over, or I'm just gonna put a load in the wash. It's never, and then all the tasks involved with putting in a load of laundry, the sorting, the detergent, the stain remover, the Epsom salts for softening the water, which is a phenomenal difference for our laundry. I was shocked the difference of our laundry when I started adding Epsom salts. And a lot of times, a lot of people will add those scented things, those just add Epsom salts and maybe some essential oils if you want essential oils or something, just one of those satchels of the dryer. Oh yeah, it's like a tea bag and a linen thing or a potpourri thing and a linen thing, and it's amazing for the scent that comes out of clothes. Whether you want clothes smell like flowers or patchouli, I would love patchouli scent. Period. All the clothes should smell like patchouli, and I'm happy. Or roses, or citrus or something. You could put that in the dryer, and it'll make the clothes come out smelling gorgeous. But you want clean smelling clothes and clean, and the detergent. The amount of detergent is definitely different. I thought since we don't have a high efficiency uh, plants that we should add in, a certain amount. You can add in less and get cleaner clothes. I mean, the amount of water. I mean, you got like this much detergent, and your clothes can come out clean. It's amazing how much detergent a big old barrel of water running through clothing needs. Just phenomenally different. I mean, these are the things we're not, so much, but with the autism, it's different. The association and then the learning, the more in depth when you look at certain stuff, when you decide to put your attention on a simple chore, this like the the connections and the associations and the world and the understanding, and it becomes a three-dimensional concept in the world and time and space. It's not just some pretty one-dimensional picture anymore. And I'm sure like all the sick people get like, oh, we knew that from the get-go. Yeah, that, but I mean, if you look in depth at chores like a hobby, like I'm going to domesticate, I'm going to sell my domestication or do a hobby like Martha. That's amazing. Martha Stewart made money these domestics that make money on products such as pans and bakeware and dish sets and just designing and having your type of kitchen and having your type of thing, and it's amazing. So for healthier me, in order to get to all that, I need to make sure that what I eat, sleep, domesticate my domestics is fundamentally those three things: waking up so that I can regulate how much sleep I need throughout the day pertaining to that day. Do I have a totally more active day? Am I going to anticipate being up later tonight? Or am I going to, who all sleeps and who all wakes? And am I ready for somebody who's awake or asleep? And so focus and eating, getting up and just eating as many vitamins and minerals out of my food as possible for my body. Amazing difference. Making sure that I get those dark greens is other huge factor in my motivation. So that's my executive function. So I can have all of the doing what I can where I can and learning, you know, what to do in order to get the executive function to function and my motivation. And then there's, the vitamins and minerals. It's odd because if you don't have like a potassium or a magnesium, it can give you that disoriented feeling. The motivation and the going, the chlorophyll, flora. It's amazing the difference between vitamins, minerals, and regulating like your breathing, your eating, your getting your sleep, and then the exercise. The stretching is a phenomenal difference. We should stretch together. YouTube, you and I. We should definitely stretch. I'm sure someone would love to make videos with us stretching and exercising. We should just exercise and stretch in the morning and get that done and over with in our first half hour somewhere. I might not film the first half hour because unless I have some way to just set up a camera and click a button, it's not gonna, no, maybe next year I might have it all set up where I can click a button, but you might get the later afternoon, second or third or fourth exercise and stretch, because stretching throughout the day and then stretching and exercising before bed is a phenomenal difference. Yeah. So sleep, exercise, and what you feed yourself. And it's amazing because what you feed yourself is not just what you eat, but it's your environment, what you stimulate yourself with, stimulate your mind, the news that you listen to, the people that you it's not so much the people you hang out with that influence you as much as you influence them, as with the topic of discussion. Guys don't sit there and talk about girls and their hair and their shoes and all that I know of when I hang out with guys. That's not what there's sports, there's vehicles, there's spiritual stuff, there's the loftier things. If you're having a lot of trouble with your day-to-day stuff, sometimes if you diet the amount of info that you sit there and consider and digest the information you digest, you might want a broader, loftier, instead of focusing on what he said, she said, focus on I like to focus on spiritual stuff, but to focus on what's going on in the world, or a place where you are a bigger part of a bigger social standing, like a certain organization, except what's going on. He said, she said, with just your friends, a focus of say sports or something where you're going and you're part of a team, and the team, instead of like this part or that part of a team or this part of that part of the organization has a purpose, to bike or something, and to get certain biking trails, or to achieve certain great what it would take to go across the country. That is one of those things that I would love to do, would be to do that cross country biking thing. I've wanted, the kid in me says, we've never accomplished that. We've never written that off of our bucket list or our to-do list or our accomplishment list, or a part of our personality. So yeah, I would love to. I can't do it currently because I have a 5-year-old, and or I have one at level 5. I'll just put that. Usually I don't say how old my kids are, but I have a young one and I have another younger or older one. But so eventually we're gonna get that accomplishment list. It's not before I die, but it's, like sometime I'd like to get to this accomplishment, which is biking like across the country. And if I get that and I like it and I achieve it, and it's something more like across Europe, like, so many trails across the world, that type of thing. I love, the biking. I love the biking. Realistically, can I bike with my young ones? It was a happy place. It was a very rare happy place to get on a bike and get away from my house and not be around anybody else. So biking is something I really want to achieve. Biking across the country, either this way or this way, would be fantastic. Yeah, I should write that down in my brain. Biking. Cross country. So yeah. So yeah. What do we want to do for tomorrow's video? So I'm organizing more often. All right, so post the end of my week would be Tuesday because I have a rest Wednesday. So I'm thinking if I try to get out like dishes, or a dish video, or doing dishes or doing laundry or something. Dishes, because there's cleaning dishes video. Have them out on Tuesdays. That's an idea. So then there's this concept. Something I'm not committing to. I'm not going to say this is what I'm going to do. No, I'm not committing to that. That's a concept, because that way I can start it, say Wednesday, and then by the time Tuesday rolls around, I'll have an edited video. That's a pretty idea. That's an idea, and we can put it into focus. But yeah. So, you probably want laundry, because that's my biggest viewer, is cleaning for video. And then you probably want to see me do the hourly cleanup. Okay. And then So, and then you probably want me to do my dune piles. Those who are not familiar with dune piles, those are dune piles. So I want to set up scheduled times where I set like this dune pile, that dune pile, and you just take it and you set so much time aside and you just work on a dune pile and put things where they belong. Yeah, dune piles. And just organize dune piles and organize surface times and clean up and things like that. All right, so cleaning. Oh, you want cooking videos? Cook. All right, cook. Meal plan. Shopping list. Cooking. Meal prep. I am not one of those who Sunday I prep the meals for the week because it's odd because I don't know how to set it for like, do I need it individual for a person on a lunch or do I need it for like a meal? All that kind of thing. I like having like a thing of rice there and a thing of beans there and a thing of, meat and just putting it together and making chili out of it to work. I'd like to make spaghetti. I'd like to make more noodles. I'd like to start making rice noodles because I'm doing less and less gluten. And rice noodles are great, gluten-free. And I like rice noodles. I don't want it to be weird like rice and corn noodles or something because that tasted weird. That tasted funny. It doesn't have to be super weird. It's just rice noodles. They are a type of noodles. It's not, these are gluten-free. It's just, they happen to be what you eat or drink, Let's see. I also want to start pictures. I've got this thing. I finally figured out that I want to put pictures in that are over there before they get moldy and ruined. And then now I can make scrapbooks, do some books, and just make books. That kind of thing. Create stuff, and then I have to work on gifts because I want to start making homemade gifts for the holidays for next year. Yeah, we're gonna use our talents that we have, arts, crafts, and art, and singing, and dancing, and stuff, and making entertainment and gifts for other people for the holidays, and get that all listed. And then I gotta get out to mail out card. And then I gotta get some of the cards mailed out, dropped off, mailed out, whatever it is. Okay, so this goes. I have started organizing things. Okay. Started organizing things. I am not where I need to be. I need to get rid of this sort of disorganize this section. So next video, we're going to set up trying to figure out what kind of weekly cleaning videos, because you guys seem to love the cleaning videos. That's where most of my viewers are. I suck at cleaning, so yeah. Where's my green done? I am missing a. Oops. That. Ah, there it is. This isn't going there. This goes in the other section. I need a to-do list somewhere. I need a to-do list. But on paper, and then a to-do list that I put into my app. Ah, so that was fun. I hope the video was something that you guys enjoyed listening to on your way to work, or however you care to join us. I appreciate those who do view this video afterwards, and I love you guys. I will not be doing a video on Wednesday, but I will be doing a video tomorrow and Tuesday, and then guys, so I will see you tomorrow, or I will be on here tomorrow. But yeah, love you guys. Love you all. And until next we meet, have a good one.